All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the virtual desktop experience. I am James, one member of Death Dynamic Shrouds. Little fragmented right now because we're missing someone. Tech laid down to take a nap about 45 minutes ago. Said it'd be about 14 minutes.
He said he's going to take a 14-minute nap.
And so without him here, the window capture that we meticulously set up about an hour and a half ago breaks. But I think it's kind of cool. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Equip.
I'm Mark, aka R23X, aka Video 20XX, aka VHS Stills.
That is absolutely correct. So apologize for the technical difficulties here. I'm disappointed. I think we're all a little bit disappointed. We really wanted just to nail this landing, but unfortunately here we are. And this is where we stand. And it's all right. I can just kind of...
I've already been disappointed by tech previously, so it's an easier blow for me.
Well, I've known him a long time, so you can imagine. But it's fine. I'm an upside down boy and I'm a right side up friend. So I get to be both at the same time right now. So we're just going to roll with that. So anyway, welcome everyone. It's wonderful to see you. I see B says Upside Down Kings. Yeah, B, if you didn't see in the pre-roll when you were talking there, Memoroon is Quiquirin that is at a trading post. I think it was at Outer Lanasia or something like that. He's on the other side of the lake. So outside of Camp Bronze Lake, I think it is, there's like a little ferry. And so you have to talk to the ferry skipper. He'll take you across the lake, and that will take you to Memoroon. And you should be able to continue your quest. Be prepared. There is a triple triad game there. And so you can get Memoroon's card, which is just a classic one to have. But yeah, I got you. Coming at you with that FF14 knowledge base. Is all up in this brain. I didn't even look it up. I saw Memoroon. I was like, yo, I know exactly where he is. You don't even have to ask. So, Mark, once again, out of the park home run with this overlay here. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're looking at?
We're inside of a Game Gear Micro.
That's glitching out right now.
Well, it's just a tiny thing. How could it ever run something this complex?
Exactly.
Look at us. So I don't know if anyone here knows about the Game Boy Micro. I'm sorry, the Game Boy Micro. Pardon my...
I have a Game Boy Micro downstairs. I know Kevin also has a Game Boy Micro. I was all about it when it came out. I worked at a GameStop at the time. So I was able to get a lot of those face plates because they would come through the shop and I would just pick out my favorite ones. The original Golden Famicom being my personal favorite faceplate.
Well, yeah, I guess Sega felt left out to get the Game Boy Micro.
Yeah, so this is news to me that there's a Game Gear Micro that looks really, really cool. So, I mean, does this have, like, what, is it just, like, 17 games or something stupid, though? Or,
So it's even stupider than you think, because there's 4 different models, and each one has, like, 4 games on it. But none of them are in common.
Oh, so, but wait, is it like $30 or something, though? It's not... So it's like...
No.
Okay.
It's more.
So that's sad. But so it's kind of like the new Game & Watch
garbage.
Mario that Nintendo just dropped.
It's a bit of a mind-boggling product. I'm not really sure, like, what market they're going for here, because the screen is literally like postage stamp sized, and
so it's
the
just
buttons are a little bit bigger.
It's just a toy, basically, and that's the way I see that Game & Watch thing.
It's a toy.
It's just a
collector's
toy.
item. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just want you to feel that nostalgia burst and add to cart, and then you get it, and you're like, oh, I can't play this without a magnifying glass on the screen.
It's like, I would love if there was some way to get an update on all the people that were so angry about missing that like Pocket Boy Plus thing or whatever. The
Analog Pocket.
Yes, the Analog Pocket. Because people were so angry about that, and I wonder if they're waking up today still thinking, God, I'm so pissed I didn't get that because I really wanted to play Pokemon Yellow. And,
I'm still thinking about it. I hope that they open up more pre-orders because I'll buy one.
yeah, but you're not like burning down the house,
Nah.
so angry.
I was never fuming about it. Here's the size of them, by the way. I don't know if you can tell.
Oh, that's cool. Oh,
But that's
no.
how
See?
small they are. They're really, really
I
tiny.
want one. I want one now.
I know.
They're kind of cute for sure.
That's pretty cool.
I kind of want one too.
And
There's
then,
like
of
5
course,
colors.
They come with the window, the big window.
No, we got George in here tonight. Hi, George. It's great to see you.
Hey, George.
Yeah, this will look a lot cooler whenever we get Tech in here. This is all going to just click into place. I'm not sure if he's having issues. I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself, and I'm gonna try to
Give him a call.
Tech again. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting a call, but this is work related, so I'm gonna mute myself briefly.
What did you do to right yourself, Mark?
I just turned my webcam
Flip
upside
your
down.
webcam upside down? Okay.
I like being a disembodied head. I'm like your conscience. I'm like, buy the Game Gear Micro.
You're
No,
my angle.
save up and get a car. Save up and get a car.
You're my
No,
angle
buy
and my
the Game
devil.
Boy Micro. The Game Gear Micro.
I need-
This is angle. Devil.
Devil. I need more angle in my life because I have been deviating from my car savings quite a bit and buying toys and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
It happens.
You bought a gaming computer.
I bought the computer and then I bought the mode for the Sega Saturn, which has been incredible, by the way. It's like a optical disc emulator, and you pull out your CD drive, and then you can put every Saturn game on an SSD, and then plug that into your Saturn instead of the disc drive.
That definitely sounds like something that you would be doing all the time.
It's pretty cool because I had a mod chip in my Saturn before, and well, I've got mod chips in all 3 of my Saturns, but I don't know, burning discs is always inconvenient. You're never sure if there's like problem with the disc drive, and that's why like games are glitchy, or like, it just kind of like it wears out the disc drive after a while playing burns because the data isn't like pressed like a normal disc.
I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, still no word from Tech. We're hoping and praying that he's all right. He might really be zonked out. I don't know. I had him and Keith on a pretty relatively normal sleep schedule when they came here because I couldn't screw myself because I had to go back to work after our epic 2-week recording sesh was completed. So I would wake up about 9. I'd let them sleep to about 11 to 11:30, and then I would just open the door and be like, "Hey, sweetheart, it's time to wake up." I just turn on the computer, and some mornings I would actually boot the Studio or the Stew comp into Windows and actually launch Final Fantasy XI. And then teleport to a zone that had really great music and then turn that up. So my favorite memory was one rainy morning. I took my character to the Sanctuary of Zita, and it was raining there in the forest as it played this beautiful kind of acoustic guitar ballad, and you could hear the sound of the rain falling through the trees. It was raining outside, and Keith sort of rolled over on, he had an air mattress in the middle of the studio, and then there's a smaller room next to it that Tech had his air mattress in, and so Keith was kind of right in the middle of all the action in the morning while I was doing all this, and he just kind of rolled over and just like...
Buy the Game Gear Micro.
I was
no
picturing you like
Micro.
using a pressurized hose to like spray them in the morning.
My something
In
that
their
I
kennels.
liked to do when I was 18 or 19, living on my own for the first time, was really into the movie How High, featuring Red Man and Method Man. And there's a
I'm
great
familiar.
scene where Method Man can't get Red Man to wake up. He shakes him and he slaps him and he won't wake up. So eventually he blasts Rammstein, Du Hast. He's like blasting it and he still won't wake up. And then finally he lights a blunt and he holds it towards Red Man's face, and that makes Red Man suddenly stir. And it's this great blasting Du Hast while serving someone a marijuana cigar, as it were, in the morning. That's a great classic early 2000s way to awake your friends. So there you go. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Captain Sleep and stuff. Now everyone can see what I was talking about. We've snapped.
Now I'm upside down though.
We've snapped into place. This is the way it was supposed to be. What happened?
Oh, it's cool. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Mark just flipped his webcam.
I'm back.
All right, so this is what we were looking for. Tech, no one dragged you. It's totally fine.
That's fine.
Everything is fine.
Stupid.
It's okay. It's totally okay. And no one was making fun of you. No one was talking shit about you. You can ask the chat. I just was sharing some funny anecdotes about waking everyone up in the morning.
Just my schedule is just whack. I don't know what's going on.
So you weren't able.
Oh my god.
Hey, buddy.
That's wonderful.
So you weren't able to maintain that 2 in the morning to 11 a.m. schedule that we kind of basically had set up.
Not at all, because we stopped recording at 2, but then I would be up until 4, and then I would wake up 3 times and before 10 a.m. and it was I just didn't get real sleep for a long time, and yeah.
Dijon's in pool.
I don't mean to interrupt everyone. Kevin, right now that song I was talking about from Derelict is playing Horse, which is one of the tracks from Daytona USA Slowed Down, because of course you could play as a horse in that game, which was always really, really cool. Recently tweeted by the wonderful account Low Poly Animals, one of my favorite new Twitter novelty accounts. Excuse me. So how about those what are the flocks? You guys get on this? The Twitter now has stories, which is so important, because it was an app. And I would get confused because when I would hit the home button, there weren't a bunch of circles at the top, and so I didn't know which app I was in. So, thank God.
It's, innovative for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's just stories,
I'm proud to say I've only logged into Twitter once this whole past month to tweet about the Equip Death Metal shirt, and that was it.
Probably for the best.
Definitely for the best.
Did you see good returns on the tweet?
I didn't check.
All right, that's probably for the best.
I dumped it and forgot about it.
So now that Tech's here, we can enter in this other fun browser mode that we have. Look at this.
Yay!
Isn't this fun? So everything is a little less chaotic. This Mark. So Mark made this overlay so none of these buttons reveal his secrets or have secret messages in his songs or anything. So, oh come on, please guys, please don't do this to me.
We'll flip back. All
right, 1, 2, 3.
Elliot,
do a barrel roll. You're a lot like your father.
You're a lot like your father, Fox. I was just talking to Tech about this the other day. Me and my buddies always thought it was funny that they explained to you how to lock on to targets on the 4th or 5th level of that game, as if
what the hell?
Yeah, and so a joke that we used to tell each other in middle school was, "Welcome to level 99. Press the A button to fire." Because our child brains, 99 is obviously the highest that anything could ever possibly be. So
it's the highest number.
Only 2 digits.
No
You know what?
numbers bigger.
Always baffled me is how in Final Fantasy VIII the level cap is 100.
It's the only Final Fantasy game. Tech just taught me
Like,
this.
Yeah.
What? Why? Why did they do that?
Who knows?
I think the max stat in that game too is 255. Like you can't get your
Well,
strength.
that's how it is in like 7 as well.
Okay,
I think the early games that's always 255.
it's just a carryover from the old days, even though
Well, it's because well, I guess because I mean it's just like a bit system thing, right?
I guess.
Because you have 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64,
256.
128, 256. Yeah.
That's the best Star Fox game.
Mark, do you really mean that? Do you believe
Dinosaur
that?
Planet.
Dinosaur Planet, man.
I'm aware
I-
of its history. I remember. So this game came out about the time that I was working again at that GameStop, like I was talking about earlier, and you got such a huge discount on used games that every day that I worked, I would buy another used game, and it would be cool because I worked there, so I was able to take the art and put it in like a better case, and like pick the best looking disc,
Yes.
Which was very nice. And so I ended up with games like Star Fox Adventures and like every single one of like the Dragon Ball Z, Budokai, whatever, like every single one of those. You guys remember Super Dragon Ball Z? I feel like this is a game that was lost.
No,
To
but you know what I'd
Dragon
love
Ball
to
Z.
do? I would love to take all of my Player's Choice games and swap the cover inserts out for the real ones.
That would be.
The GameCube discs for the Player's Choice are the exact same as the regular, so you could just do a cover swap.
That is pretty cool. So this.
They didn't change the screen print on the top of the disc?
They didn't change the discs.
Well, they probably just had like a bunch of discs sitting in a warehouse, and were like, "Yeah, we got to make these look new somehow." I don't know.
Yeah.
Make it like the crappy version that no one wants. That'll push
Put that piss
that-
yellow banner on the top of it and call it a
Piss
day.
yellow River Boys. So this game, Super Dragon Ball Z, this came out at the same time that the Dragon Ball Z fighting games were defining what would go on to be the Dragon Ball Z game fighter style that we see in like Dissidia, etc., like the epic battle, whatever. But Super Dragon Ball Z, I believe, was made by like the same guy who did like Super Street Fighter 2. So it was like basically almost like a 2.5D side scroller fighter.
Nice.
That was like way simplified and not all about like the crazy zooming in, zooming out, making you feel like you're in an anime episode as you're playing the game.
That's for GameCube?
I had it on PlayStation 2, I think. But yeah, it was that era of gaming. Those games were sick though, like the Budokai.
It's probably better than Ultimate Battle 22 for PS1.
Yeah, missed that one. I remember there was the legend. There was legendarily when DBZ was first being shown on Toonami when I was in middle school or whatever. There was only one Dragon Ball Z game that ever had existed in America at that point, and it was Dragon Ball GT for the PlayStation 1. And like the local Hollywood Video had one copy, and it was never in. Like it was never there. I'd always see the case and be like, "Oh my god, a Dragon Ball
Same
Z."
story.
Yeah, like
With
Dragon
me.
Ball Z video game. Like, are you kidding me? I have to play this. And then eventually it just vanished because someone clearly was like, I'm just going to keep this because I could sell it on eBay for more than whatever. Probably wasn't a good
That one
game, though.
definitely got like a limited stateside release. I think it was like the first Dragon Ball Z game on PlayStation. And I remember it being Japan exclusive for a while, and then it showing up at Blockbuster one day and being like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, it sells for like $150, $60 disc only.
Wow.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's the
So
import
stupid.
version. Yeah.
Ooh, you're logged into eBay? I want to see your recently viewed and purchased.
I picked the Japanese one up at one of the last few. I think it was at the Kobe book offs that we went to, and it was like 150 yen.
Wow, of course it was.
The same one that I got that pink DualShock 3 for. I think that one was 1,500 yen.
There's no Game Gear Dragon Ball game. Gotta find one of those.
Probably not. Probably not.
Maybe in Japan. I don't know.
I mean, there was Famicom DBZ, right?
Yeah.
Like a weird RPG
Super
for the
Famicom.
Super Nintendo. I remember I tried to play in Japanese on like an emulator, you know, when I was in like the 9th grade, and just like, don't think I can handle this, but damn, this looks fun. This looks cool.
There's some like kind of like cinematic DBZ fighting games for the Super Famicom 2 that are really cool to look at, but not super fun to play.
Looks like Cubivore's dropping. Here's one for only $250. That's about just a little over what I bought it for last time. Damn, I should have sold it when it was.
Check out pricecharting.com. That's like the definitive way to check on used video game prices, and it gives you like a graph of like what they've gone for and like what they're currently going for.
Okay, complete in box. That's what I have.
$350. Yeah, if you click on it, it'll give you like the
loose price. Do they mean lowest?
That's just the loose disc price.
Oh, okay.
CIB obviously meaning complete in box.
Oh yeah, I remember that. My
for the non-nerds that watch this show, the two non-nerds that watch the show.
It's my oldest eBay account is from when I was in middle school. When I used to go down to like the convenience store to get what are those things even called?
Money orders.
Money orders. Yeah, I get a money order.
That's how I first rocked eBay too. I
put it in an envelope, send that away. Yep. So it was like a 3 to 4 week process before you ever got your shit. But it was like magic because you could get anything.
How annoying must that have been for sellers? It's like, okay, I finally sold my item. Now I gotta wait for this kid to mail me a fucking money order.
I know. But it's crazy though because like my first eBay account is from like 1998. You know, like I think about that sometimes, and how my eBay account is like older than like a lot of like our fans or like people that I come in contact with on Twitter. It's like, damn. I've been an eBayer for a long time, since I was a kid, since I was a child. You know.
Yeah.
No credit cards. No.
I had another account before this one, but my current eBay account. It says member since September 2007. Because I remember buying stuff in middle school with, like, I don't know, I must have, like, made my parents make an account or something. And then I used money orders to get, like, my Wonder Swan color and Final Fantasy IV.
Oh, nice.
Sick. Did you have to have, like, a store where you go to buy stuff? Because we had that in Canada. People would run a whole shop where you go and, like... You list something on eBay at a store.
Oh yeah, there were eBay. There was a tech you remember
in the
by
40-year-old version
by the Captain
Sell
D's.
It on eBay.
It was by the Captain D's at Wilmington and Dorothy by the Skyline. Yeah. It was across from where the gas station was. Okay, so like it was at the intersection of Wilmington Pike and Dorothy Lane. At that intersection, there was a strip mall. Like past Treasure Barn, the antiques place, on that side of the road. There was a store that had the eBay logo on it, and they were like an eBay seller where you could bring shit and they would handle eBay for you.
Like before, it was like just ridiculously easy to open up the app on your phone and like take a picture and upload it.
Right. Well, when kids ruled the internet, those were the days. To be a kid, and I used to do all kinds of things that like I would face like hard jail time for as an adult, you know, like credit card fraud and like, you know, identity theft and things like that. But we just wanted to play games for free, you know? Like a lot of people don't know, like Fire Tools is named after an AOL proggy. And I know people are like, what's a proggy? Well, a proggy was a hacker tool that you could use to access the admin tools of AOL that allowed you to like ban people,
Wow.
fish their passwords, do all kinds of things. And fire tools, like big ones were like fire tools, AO Storm, Hot Fire was one I remember, because the intro screen was a ice cube like in 3D with flames on it, and it played "The Beautiful People" by Marilyn Manson, and we always were like,
Incredible.
"Ooh, I can't believe we're using these hacker tools," and we were like 12, like just so innocent, just having fun, and like the phishing tools. They would just like send a private message to everyone in a chat room. So you would go into a random like general chat room in AOL, use the phishing tools that would just send a message that was like, "Hi, I'm so and so from AOL customer service, and we need you to provide us with your master account and
Wow.
like password." And people would be like, "Okay, here it is."
Oh my god.
I still have a notebook somewhere. with,
People
like,
were just idiots on the internet back
yeah,
then.
I know. I really
Couldn't
really-
even sell their own shit on eBay, just giving their passwords to bots. Just
Yeah, I
pure
know,
lawlessness. The wild, wild west.
to these stupid kids. So, yeah, the more you know. Fire tools, named after an AOL proggy.
And I thought proggy was just an adjective to describe Muse, a tool.
I actually I was working on one of the only Macintosh proggies that existed at the time for my proggy group, DSOM, which stood for Dark Side of Moon. We left out
Yes.
the T, but we were DSOM,
Dark
and
Side of Moon.
I was making a proggy for the Macintosh called Eclipse, like the song
Kinda
from
like
Dark
Quit.
Side of the Moon. That had some
Wow.
functionality. You could do chat macros, you could do mass phishings and stuff, but I couldn't, I didn't know how to access admin controls or anything. Couldn't ban people, but anyway, yeah. So shout out to proggy culture for
So
those.
a friend of mine
90s
came
kids.
over. I think I was, man, it was like right when the Half-Life 2 demo came out. Do you remember that? That was like, what, 2006 or something? It was like the first Half-Life 2 demo. But he was like, dude, you're never going to believe this. I got this program called Free Steam. And you install it on your computer, and it's the entire Steam server, but you could just download anything for free.
Oh my god!
It was so cool. But I mean, Steam was like new back then, and we had like a 56K connection. So
I can't even find.
Wow.
Like, proggies is such like an old stupid thing that you can't even like. Here we go. Talk about nostalgia. What about AOL proggies?
I mean, that is a pretty cool story because I didn't know that word never rang a bell for me. so-
Wares. I used to call Wares Juarez because I was an idiot child and I had no idea. But yeah, Juarez. And then to get Mac ones, there was a private AOL chat room called Mac Files, but then that got banned, and so then it was ZaleefCam, which is Mac Files backwards. And I, what was that? Hotline. There was a peer-to-peer program called Hotline where in all these IRC servers, they would list out the different hotline servers, and you could connect to the hotline servers, which were chat rooms that had bots running that would list the available software. You would message the bot with the bot commands that would then activate the FTP to send you the pirated software. And then
You're a
eventually,
hacker.
like, Demonoid came along, and it was like, oh my god.
dude,
Like,
you're a real nerd.
I was long ago. It was cool though. 'Cause
Amazing.
it was all Mac stuff, so it was cool. Lucifer X, Fate X.
I thought Macs couldn't get viruses.
Well, they weren't. Oh, AOL,
xCloud,
AOS.
xSephiroth, X.
Yeah, check this out. This was the splash screen for one of these AOL proggies.
So good.
Dear God.
You see the AOL, and I think they would have like pictures of was Steve Case, was that his name? I erroneously said Justin Case, but I think his name was Steve Case,
Oh.
the creator of AOL.
That looks like a Philips CDI game.
Well, it was like 1997. Yeah, Steve Case. Okay, yeah, that was him. See, I think there was another, because besides Fire Tools, isn't there? There's another Vapor Act. I'm pretty sure that's named after one of these. It's like, I don't know.
Equip.
I can't believe it's been. It says Half-Life 2 came out in 2004. Is that correct? That seems like insanely old.
Yeah, 2004.
Wow. So the free Steam must have been 2013
That seems recent.
Never ever played
Or
Half-Life 2.
2003. Sorry.
It's like one of those games that I've just missed, you know, and it's
That was-
like missing the
That
moment.
and Doom 3, it was like my computer just was not powerful enough to play it at the time, and then I'd already moved on to Max by the time that like I could have played it.
I
Yeah.
loved Doom 3. I played that on the original Xbox back in the day, like through my like surround sound speakers, all the lights off,
Oh, yeah.
just scared.
It's pretty
the
amazing that they
pants
pulled
off.
that game off on the original Xbox.
I know, with all those like all the voice stuff for all the PDAs that you pick up and like download voice memos from. Like, God, I love
I mean, just
the world
the
building.
lighting effects are like really, really crazy on that game, and they run actually really well on the original Xbox. I've got that version too in like a steel book. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the one. I have that exact same one because it came with Doom 1 and Doom 2, and you could play it on
Yeah.
the Xbox, which was like so cool to me. At
Those
the
are
time.
excellent ports too of the first two Dooms.
One of the 10,000 Doom ports.
It runs better than the Atari Jaguar version.
But can it be played on a label printer? That's the
Uh,
question.
I know newer printers you can run Doom on like Fridge OS, like those like
Fridge,
i
oven.
fridges.
The crazy
Yeah.
thing about Doom 3 to me was realizing that imps aren't shooting fireballs out of their mouths, they're manifesting them and then throwing them at you. And in the original Doom, since they're just like big, it's like that, you know, and they kind of go like that anyway, I always thought they were shooting
Yeah.
fire out of their mouths. But then I played Doom 3 and was like, oh yeah, oh man.
Well, that could just be John Carmack's version of the imps. You know, John Romero might not have envisioned that originally, because he was not involved in Doom 3.
Yeah, I know, he talks shit about it, but it's like, dude, it was ill.
Is there a Doom 4?
Doom 64.
They skipped over a few.
But it's kind of, the answer is no, Tech.
I
There
think
are other.
Doom 3 is kind of its own separate reboot timeline, and as far as like the new Doom games are considered, like Doom 2016 is like a quasi sequel to Doom 64.
Yeah, but the new Dooms are like the new Star Treks. It's like totally different, you know. Like,
Have you played Eternal though?
I haven't played Eternal, no.
Because
But
they link the lore back to the old Doom games with Eternal.
I just mean that it's like.
But is lore like really what connects the Doom games to? Yeah, isn't it like?
I mean,
about-
not at all. It's just about
Okay.
shooting demons and shit. But with Doom Eternal, they made a huge attempt to like bridge this series into one kind of timeline. It's kind of like what they did with like, the more recent Zelda games, where they're like, oh, this is like Hyrule, and then it was flooded, and then there's like the Calamity or whatever. And,
Spoilers.
yeah.
I
mean, if you played, if you've seen the cover art for Wind Waker,
yeah,
you know
then you
that.
already know about that. Yes.
A lot of water.
I was we were actually just reminiscing when Keith was over here about when Keith and I saw the Doom movie in the theater together. And that conversation came from we were listening to With Teeth and the song "Do You Know What You Are," which was in the credits of that film, and I remember being so not even disappointed, just so offended that they turned the demons into bio-zombies. It was like the most offensive thing that you could do to the Doom series is take Satan out of it. Because that's the
I've never seen it.
It's the whole point, is that they're demons from hell, and it's awesome, you know?
Molotovich says, I love it when it goes first person. I've heard that's the
It's
like,
the
most
whole
redeeming
whole
part of the
movie would have been like that. Yeah, the whole movie should have been like that. But
That
it
would've
was
been
not.
so sick. It's just the whole movie is just
Unwatchable.
like going.
Yeah, I would. I'm not gonna pull that up. I don't want us to get flags, but please check out that sequence, but just keep in mind that what they're shooting are bio-zombies and not demons. So who
That's
cares?
stupid. Who cares?
I hate bio-zombies. It's like I don't like. Always had a problem with being
Why did they
scared
do
by
that?
like Resident Evil. You know, Resident Evil 7 is horrifying, definitely. But
It seems like a producer, like producers make the call, like how Final Fantasy the movie, they decided to set it in New York
Yeah, what the
versus,
hell?
you know, it's like feels like a last minute decision to me, but I don't know.
well,
They just always got it. They have to make it like, you know, for mass
Oh.
consumption or whatever. You can't have too many demons because then religion and all that.
yeah, but it's okay if they're bio-zombies.
Right.
That's scary. People with dead bodies that have a disease that animates them. That's scary, you know? Not.
Yes.
That's just real life, really.
But you know, but it's that there's a difference between like thrilling and scary, and I think that sometimes these big companies think that thrilling is enough. But for me, without an element of the supernatural, some unexplainable darkness.
Well, that's what we were talking about when I was in Philadelphia. I was just saying, like considering the concepts of like Silent Hill and Twin Peaks, like the scariest thing, and it seems like this is what like Hollywood doesn't get or whatever. But the scariest thing is just not knowing what's going on. Like
Intangible evil.
yeah, just when the viewer isn't quite sure what's going on, and the people in the video or whatever the medium also seem to not know what's going on, that creates like real fear. Because
Cloverfield.
fear of the unknown. Yeah, that's why Blair Witch worked for an entire film, because you're not sure. But
How about
that's
the Silent Hill movie? I didn't think that
They
was
explain
terrible.
too much. They explain too much in that. If that movie is awesome until they're like, "Here's what's going on," and then it's like, "Oh, well, that's
yeah.
not." But
don't
it's still
remember that
scary
part,
though. Silent Hill is still scary because it's not it's not like, oh, science can explain this. It's just like
Right.
there's something about Alyssa that her nightmares are manifesting, and we're all beholden to Pyramid Head, which we are.
Yeah, that scene where he like
It rips off the girl's skin
Rips
and
the
throws it
skin,
against the
and then-
doors
yeah,
of the
that's
church. Yeah, that was my
fucking crazy.
gospel. Gospel when I was a kid. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna bring us back into the. I'm gonna go back into this mode real quick because I just like the way it looks.
Oh.
yeah.
Can you drag me up to the top?
don't do anything.
I can't do that
Mark
without also dragging Kevin. So
If you drag me, then I'll flip. No, it should work. Just drag me. Flip me with one of you guys.
oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, in Skype.
said.
Maybe not.
It's like a
Totem
train
tech.
wreck.
It's working. Keep it going. One more. Okay. That's not right.
I think you broke your Game Gear.
There you go.
Oh, this is the. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin. Flip back over. Flip back
I'm
over, Kevin.
thinking of so now this is what it's actually like in real life because Mark is my conscious and as you can see it's also Kevin is Tex, and so now
Yeah.
we can make decisions.
Buy a Game Gear Micro. Buy the Game Gear Micro.
Now they're both telling me I got my good one and my bad one. They're both telling me.
Also, get the Game Gear Micro.
What do you guys talk about for the first 10 minutes?
Basically this
Dragging you.
this exact thing. Kevin said some pretty weird, vicious stuff about you, but other than that,
That's fine.
Just kidding. No, we talked about the Game Boy and the Game Boy Micro. Oh, I got a Game Boy story, or Game Gear. I'd love to talk about my Game Gear story real quick.
James, what's your Game Gear
Let's
story?
gear up for your story.
It's not gonna be that long. So long
I
story
got my timer
short,
running.
when I was a child in the 90s rather,
In a child's body.
when my soul inhabited me but as a child, And this was the 1990s, before the Boy Scouts of America were disbanded with 90,000 allegations of sexual abuse. I was a Cub Scout at the time. Den 236 represent. And so you might not know this, Girl Scouts sell cookies and Boy Scouts sold popcorn. Trails and popcorn.
Toxic. That's toxic masculinity.
You're gonna say like the boys sold knives.
Well, it was whatever.
Still.
And
it's called popcorn, not mom corn.
Indeed, yeah. And so the two biggest prizes. So if you sold X amount of trails and popcorn, you could trade in your points for various prizes. And the two highest tiers were a bicycle or a Game Gear.
Easy choice.
So I was really determined to hit that tier, and it must have hooked into my mom's inherent competitive spirit or something. She got super into it. We would post up in front of Kroger, every weekend and just sling popcorn. That's where I started to develop my customer service skills. Excuse me, can I interest you in buying some popcorn today? And I was 6 or 7 years old or whatever. Anyway, sold so much popcorn that I got a Game Gear. I got the Game Gear. I wasn't going to take a bike. Are you kidding me? I had a bike. It was fine. I wanted the Game Gear, and I earned it.
Probably going to be a crappy bike, too.
Yeah, it was red.
When I was a kid, my sister and I found this thing that just it was like a pamphlet or an order form that you would if you were doing a fundraiser or whatever, you would go door to door and then you'd be like, can I interest you in buying some chocolate or something? And then they would you would fill in what kind of chocolate they wanted. Well, we found one. We were unaffiliated with any sort of business. And we were like, we could make money doing this. So my sister and I went door to door in our neighborhood selling chocolate that we had no idea how to acquire.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude. See, we were all committing fraud when we were children. Yeah, we didn't know any better.
So we ended up making my brain is saying it's either $11 or $17. So about $11 or $17. And then it was just in an envelope on my dresser. But then I was like, I don't know what to spend this money on. I don't know how to acquire the chocolate. So I just forgot about it. But then the neighbors then started contacting my parents, being like, I gave them a couple bucks and I never got my chocolates. And then my mom asked me about it, and I was like, "Oh."
Did you cry? Were you so scared that you cried? Because I would have.
I think I was just confused. My mom was pretty mad, and she said that we would have to go back to all the places and tell the people that we weren't going to be able to give them chocolate. And so Megan and I were like, okay. So then we did. I don't think we fully understood what we had done.
Wow.
But yeah.
You could do anything in the 90s.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark's back.
Hey, Mark.
I used to go rake people's leaves for money.
I used to do that. I would mow lawns,
That's a good hustle.
rake leaves, yeah.
Yeah.
But then once I was 16,
kids aren't on the hustle anymore. It's I need my landlord to shovel the walkway, but he doesn't do it as often as he should. So I feel like I should be able to pay an entrepreneuring child to do it and then take it off the rent.
I should be able to exploit child labor however I want and whenever I want.
You're teaching them.
Hey.
You're teaching them about democracy and the free market. These are important lessons for someone to learn, especially during the pandemic.
Well, I think the most important thing to learn out of that is that the best reward for work, for putting yourself out there, is cold hard cash. And that's just something that should be drilled into children's heads as young as we can do that. So I'm
indoctrinate them into capitalism while
Yeah.
they're still impressionable.
yeah.
No one had a paper route here? Paper route?
We called them
no,
routes.
too early. No thanks.
No, I never worked for money. I always thought that was for chumps.
Yeah, my first job was at Truffles Cafe, which was a local coffee shop in a local bookstore called Books & Co. At Town & Country Shopping Center in Kettering, Ohio, where I grew up. And I used to just wash dishes in the back and listen to 88.1 Dayton Public Radio, DPR, your home for classical music. And we were just talking about that too, because the only time I ever called a radio station to ask them what they had played was that night I heard Shaker Loops by John Adams, and I had never heard those types of instruments used in that way before, and it completely blew my mind, and I had to call them to be like, what did you just play? I didn't know the music like this existed. And they're like, yeah, that was John Adams, Shaker Loops. It's like, oh
Awesome.
my god. I ended up quitting that job in tears. So
Wait, why were you crying?
there was it was the first time I had ever encountered a total piece of shit asshole boss. There was like this new manager who came in who did not show me respect because I was a 16-year-old kid washing dishes, and he was it's hard to say how old anyone was, because like, how old am I? Like, nothing makes sense anymore.
Go ahead.
Well, it's just, I was listening to 88.1 Dayton Public Radio, and then he would come into the back, and he kept changing it to like a Bengals game, and I was like, and then walking away, and I'd be like,
What the fuck?
and I was like, dude, you're not even back here. Like, I want to listen to classical music while I wash dishes. I don't want to listen to fucking sports, God love football and whatever, but I don't want to listen
But like,
to it on the
he's
radio.
not listening to it. You are.
So
Yeah.
so this happened like 3 times, and I was just like starting to, like, he was just like really getting under my skin in a way that I had never experienced before, and it was like an adult, and I could not handle it. And then finally it was just like, you know what, like, it's not worth it for $6.80 an hour or whatever minimum wage was back.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this.
Dude, do you remember at Jimmy John's, this like corporate guy? Well, I think actually he owned franchises out in maybe Seattle or something like that. I believe his name was Glenn, and he came to our Jimmy John's for a while to, like, I don't know, help whatever, get us on
Corporatize
track
you
or
guys.
something. Yeah, basically he had successful franchises out in like Washington, and so he was brought in to like try and help turn ours around. You don't remember this guy?
Vaguely, yeah.
They're
Well,
bringing in the big dogs.
the only time in my entire life that I had that I cried at work, I was like 26 or something, and I was so fucking furious with like the way that this person like behaved and was patronizing. But like I went upstairs and I was just like, the plan was actually to like, I feel like the plan was to like be seen crying so that I could like make a fuss about it, but no one ever came upstairs for like 25 minutes, so no one ever saw it.
The worst.
Well, it was kind of like good, because I don't know, maybe who knows what would happen. But yeah, I had like, it was just like such like furious like injustice, indignation, or what, I don't know, like but yeah, and it was like, really, it was because the way that he would do things would be like, he would be like, he would hold up a cup and be like, what is this? And he'd be like, a cup? And then he'd be like, okay, how much ice goes in this? Be like,
I remember this.
I don't know.
I remember this.
Like,
I remember
yeah.
this.
yeah, and he would just be like, he'd be like, do you fill it up to the top? And I'd be like, sure. He's like, no, you fill it up 3/4. But what if it's tea? Like, it was always a trap to get you to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, why are you teaching this way? Just tell me what the fuck to do, and then I'll do it, you fucking piece of shit. I hated this guy.
Yeah, I
It made
remember
me very
this. I
upset.
remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just real quick, someone in the
Horrible.
chat asked, "What is the origin of pay grade?" That song was written right after Keith and I finished "I'll Try Living Like This," and I needed a song for something, and so I just had the folder that had all the samples that we used in "I'll Try Living Like This," and also things that we intended to use but never got around to, like Christmas Nights and another track from Sonic R. And so I made a song using those samples, but I was really depressed at the time because I had either just turned 30 or was about to, and still worked at Jimmy John's, and I was trying to find, I recently graduated from college, I was trying to find a job in music, working for like NPR, like I applied to, stuff like that, running boards and stuff, and like no one was calling me back, and I was so depressed because I thought, I'm going to make, like $10 an hour for the rest of my life and never make money with music, and it's all a waste of time. And so Pay Grade was an anthem for the broke and desperate, because that's just kind of how it feels.
I think we've all been there or are, still there. It is a defeating feeling.
My biggest regret was just not saying it was a Death Dynamic Shroud song, though, because it basically is, but I was like, it's not, because it has, like, vocal samples of myself, which we had already done in Death Dynamic Shroud anyway. Maybe it was like I thought I could, I don't know what I thought, but it should have been a Death. No, it was because we were doing the Diamond series, and I didn't want there to be the DDS track, like, every month, and so I was like, it's ACMJ, but it's not. It's all good.
There's this guy that used to come into Reckless when I worked there downtown, and we had a listening station, and he would come in first thing in the morning, and he would mess up all of the Dance New Arrivals CDs, getting stuff to listen to. Basically, he would maybe buy a CD, like a $3.99 CD, like once every like 5 months. So it was like he was just there to like burn time, basically, in the morning, and he would just make us pull all these like Ibiza Transmix CDs, and then he would listen to them on the listening station. We had a hard rule of 3 CDs max, because otherwise it's like we're giving you full service. We had the discs in the back, so you bring up the cover, and then we match the number to the one in the back. So it's like we're working for you. We're going back and forth. We don't need to be like running the listening station all day, but he would frequently, bring up like 6 or 7 CDs and just think that it was normal. And I think that like new employees would just kind of fall for it. But there was one day where I just like, I think I had just broken up with my girlfriend at the time the day before, and was just like pretty like crushed. And he was just like talking my ear off, and then like he had his 3 CDs, and I just like looked at him, and then I just like turned around while he was talking to me, and I just like started walking away from him, and then he started like yelling. He's like, "You can't do that, come back here," and I was just like flipped him the bird on the way back. And then like I was like, hey, I like went to my boss, I was like, hey, there's a guy out here, you know who he is, it's the dude that always abuses the listening station. We had little mean nicknames for everyone. I'm not going to tell you what this guy's was, but he basically just went out there, and he's like, my boss just defended me that day. I mean, he always did, but he was just like, you know the rules, you've abused your, listening station privileges too long, like, Kevin can walk away from you if he wants to, like, why don't you, buy something or leave, basically. I was just like, yes.
Molitovich,
so victorious.
Molitovich is echoing what we all kind of feel, that you lived out high fidelity.
Yeah, totally.
So were you the John Cusack, or were you more of a Jack Black, kind of getting people's faces, giving them heck about what they're listening to,
I was the dude that put on Belle and Sebastian in the morning.
So John Cusack got it.
I
forget the characters.
Rick. No, actually, that dude is based off of this other dude that worked at Reckless.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fuck, what's his name? The bald guy. Not the non-John Cusack and not Jack Black.
I used to own that movie on VHS.
But the
It's crazy how
with-
time works, you know?
they based High Fidelity off of Reckless Records. There's 3 locations in the city, and they shot that a block down the street from the Wicker Park location. And while they were shooting it, there's this other dude at the Wicker Park Reckless named Kevin, and he's kind of like similar in looks to the guy from High Fidelity. And he said he would frequently, like, you know, look up and around the store and see the director, like in a corner or something, like observing him, like with a notepad.
Oh, cool! Wow.
So like, maybe cool. I don't know. That would kind of piss me off.
So,
if
no,
somebody was like using my
did that-
personality to.
Someone, there was a director who followed me around taking notes to help shape their character. That director was Peter Jackson. The character was Legolas, because I can walk on snow. Very graceful, great eyesight.
It's really good.
So you might
It's
be.
really good.
So for the last 10 minutes or so, I've had this Oblivion speechcraft thing up here. So my girlfriend just recently started playing again, which is great for me, because it means that the house is just filled with the music and sound of Oblivion, which is just one of my all-time favorite video game worlds that exists, hands down, period. Favorite Elder Scrolls. Perfect game. Anyway, it has this amazing speechcraft system where you can make everyone your best friend if you can figure out how to manipulate them correctly. So, without going
Sounds
too...
like my life.
Yeah, exactly, Tech. So, basically, every person in the game, so the way that you can interact with them is broken down into 4 actions. You can tell them a joke, you can threaten them, which is coerce, you can brag about your deeds, or you can give them compliments, which is admiring. And this yellow is like how strongly you do that thing. So like if the yellow wedge is filled all the way up on admire, then you're really laying on the charm, right? But each character in the game responds differently to these 4 actions, and you can preview it by, as you're selecting them, their face either like, so if they don't like it when you joke, if you select joke, they'll go, and then you're like, okay, I better not. So then you try to get the small wedge to land on joke, but maybe they like to be admired a lot, so you try to get the big wedge to land on admire or whatever. So it's kind of complicated, and it rotates every time you do it.
I have a question.
Yes.
If I redesigned this to say live, laugh, love, would that be funny?
Yes, it would 100%.
Okay.
So
might try that.
my question for all of you, there's like highly responds well to, medium responds well to, responds negatively to, and extremely negatively to, spread out across these 4. If you were an NPC in Oblivion, what could a character do to increase their persuasion level with you? I'll go first, just as an example. I think I would respond the highest to admiration, the second highest to joke. If you can tell me, if you can make me laugh, I'll trust you. I think that I would respond to coercion the biggest negatively. Like don't try to threaten me. Who the fuck do you think you are? Kind of situation. It's like my gut. And then boasting would be the second from the bottom. So so admiration and joke. Highest, with admiration being the ultimate highest. If you can pay me a compliment that I believe, then I'm gonna be like, oh, this guy gets it.
I think I'm the exact same way. I think I'm admire at the top, joke second, boast third, coercion fourth.
You wouldn't value a good sense of humor over someone admiring you?
No, because I'm just like, well, I would, but if I step outside myself objectively, I know that I respond best to people who appear to admire me. So if you're gonna make a joke, well, first off, chances are I'm not gonna think it's that funny to begin with. But and then I'll have to fucking work because I'll have to fucking courtesy laugh for you.
That's good.
Yeah. So, but that courtesy laughing is better than having to deal with somebody bragging about themselves or fucking
Yeah, well, so like
coercing me,
Aggro
like,
Craggle
yeah.
says, who wants to be coerced? And I guess that, I mean, we're all,
No one.
well, yeah, we're all strong egos here, you know, on this
Yeah.
stream. So it's like unimaginable for us. But you know,
Got the
in
alpha
the
pack
game,
running tonight.
in the game, it's like the little weaselly people, you know, that like you can threaten them, and then they get real like, okay.
That would be me in the game. That would be me. I'd be like, if 50 admire, 50 coerce. Can you do that?
That would be
Yeah, there's
like, it's like either you just pay me a shallow compliment that I buy, or you just say you're gonna beat the shit out of me. I'll do it probably either way. But
the coercion thing, it is interesting because if there's just some real strong guy and he's just like just threatening me, then yeah, sure, I'm gonna fucking be like, well, what am I gonna do?
There was the one time that I got mugged at gunpoint. I found out how I respond to coercion, and it was dangerous for me, in retrospect, because it was just like, really, like, God, like, come on, you know, like
mine was the same way. Mine was that I just didn't believe the guy. You saw the gun.
Oh
though.
yeah. The dude on the train who like tried to take your phone or whatever.
It's like, yo, you'll give that shit up, and I was just
nah,
what?
man.
No, I'm getting off the fucking train. You know,
It
don't be
sucks because
ridiculous.
in retrospect, we both could have died.
Yeah,
You know,
I
like because like it was just
like
a few days later that someone did the same thing. Someone like got off their scooter and someone was like, "Give me the keys to your scooter," and the guy was like, "No," and so he shot him and he died.
Damn.
what?
Yeah, it's
So you've
really?
both been
in
held up
Philadelphia.
at
Yeah, it's a
gunpoint?
Yeah,
real-
we've both been attempted to be robbed.
My God.
Someone
James
just stole my
technically-
goddamn trash can. I got this, like, Oscar the Grouch metal trash can sitting on the side of my house. Some joker came by, took the 3 trash bags in it, and just threw them onto the ground, and then took my trash can and drove away.
What the
I came
hell?
back, it was gone, and my trash was just strewn about. I guess because it's metal. And so you can get like 60 cents for it or something. It's like, man,
Jesus
now I don't have a
Christ.
trash can. Like, come on, man.
One person's trash is another's treasure.
Yeah. I'm lucky
Oh,
enough to have never been robbed.
Was that a courtesy laugh, Tech?
No, that was good. That's usually the real laugh is when I like make that loud like noise that I can't replicate. My courtesy
I know,
laugh
I
sounds the
think-
same. Though.
You've
yeah.
never
I
been
think I know,
robbed.
I think I know.
Kevin, I find that's so, you know, I was like relieved after I got robbed because I was like, okay, there it is. That's my story about me
You got it
being
out of the
mugged.
way.
You know, I got
Relieved.
it out of the way. Law of averages is not going to happen again. But you're a ticking time bomb, my friend.
I know.
I'm
A couple of
worried
my
for you.
friends in Rockford have been mugged, and I'm glad I got out of Rockford without being mugged. And I'd like to think that where I go in Chicago, I'm not likely to be mugged.
Well, I wasn't even in like a bad neighborhood, which is why it was so shocking.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
you were
just
on the border. You were on the border
border,
of a bad area.
But
yeah.
it was just a dark street.
It was
like
late.
and I had these shiny, bright white earbuds. I just bought this iPod Classic. And I had my stupid, colorful hat on, you know, my dumb backpack, like, I'm walking too
Do you have a little
far.
helicopter on the top of your hat?
Basically, I might as well have.
You can get like the guy tried to rob me at like 10:45 a.m. on the train.
Yeah, fuck
like-
that. Were
yeah,
there
like-
other people on the train?
No, it just happened to be. That's why I think he tried
Okay.
to rob me because we were the only ones on that car at that moment. But it was
Somebody
like,
tried to rob me on the train, and I did not see a gun. I would have done the same thing. I would have been just
Yeah.
like, no, and I would have just gotten off.
Yeah, like I mean, he like tried to. He was bigger than me. Like he like appeared to have a gun, but he didn't take it out. So I was like, nah, fuck that. And then, but all I could think was like, we're gonna stop at another fucking stop in like 45 seconds. You don't have enough time to do this.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. What a dumbass.
Yeah, it wasn't being mugged, but once going down, from like if we were going back from Jimmy John's to South Philly, basically, Tech, like coming down those stairs, there was a dude at the end of the platform, and there were other people, but they were just like 100 feet away, and he like kind of got in my face and was like, "Give me a token." And I was just like, no.
What?
Throw me in the tracks, asshole. I just got off work. You don't want to deal with me right now. Oh my god, Dijon. This is...
Perfect.
Now we're talking.
Yes.
This is a milestone moment for the show. Round of applause for Mark for making this...
Somebody screenshot that.
Making this happen. Incredible. Thank you. Yes, B-Fan says,
Bye,
back in the day, tokens. I still wish I had...
Yeah, I want to know more about the token system.
How did he respond to you being like, no?
He was just like, just kind of looked at me, and I just kept walking and didn't look back. And then it was like, that's it. There we go.
Yeah.
Like, what?
You lost.
Yeah.
So yeah, back in the day, you could buy packs of tokens, and you would just drop them in as you were. So it was like one price for every ride. You could pay one token and just ride the train all day long. And you used to be able to go to like Acme, which is our local supermarket, which is hilarious because it's so close to Acme from, or is it? Wait, no, it is just Acme, right? In Looney Tunes. Yeah, same spelling and everything. That's what they got out here. And you get tokens and you buy them, and then you would use them to get on the subway. And it cost like $2, or maybe it was like it was like $1.80 when we first moved here, and then it was like $2, then $2.25. Now I think it's $2.50. But now that they have cards and one-way passes and stuff now, but yeah, it was only like 5 years ago that it was all tokens, if you can believe that. And I wish I still had some, but unfortunately, oh my gosh. Touch the Polly. Touch the Polly, Tech. Tech, can you touch the Polly?
The green screen won't let me do it. It's like in a dream when you're trying to punch someone, but everything like it's all
it just
slow
doesn't make contact. It's like
and you're like,
Hey, Tech.
The worst.
do it.
High five.
The worst.
What?
I was just... God.
Tech, did you like that I remembered your joke about the weird thing that Barrett says in Final Fantasy VII, and I was able to recall that for a text message today?
That was perfect.
One of Tech's favorite lines in the Final Fantasy VII remake is, Cloud is like, "Oh, Aerith showed me like an underground passageway to like the playground," and then Barrett's like, "Huh." Like, that ancient, like, what is it?
She's like, that ancient sure knows her stuff.
Yeah, that ancient sure knows her stuff. Don't mean anything by it.
Like, yeah, he's just like, all of a sudden he's like, didn't mean anything by it.
It's like, no, it's cool, you didn't say anything offensive.
If anything, 7 Remake is
weird
great.
Translation.
Yeah, 7 Remake is great because it preserves the poor translation of the original.
Yeah.
This guy, look at that guy.
Yeah, I really agree with Barrett sometimes. Like, I find myself agreeing with this character. Like, if you get into another battle and he's like, "I'm getting sick of this shit," I'm like, God, me too. I am with you. Thank you.
Barrett's my favorite character in Remake, for sure. I love him.
Tell me more.
I love him to death. Look at this guy.
We should
get him on the stream.
Where does he fall on the Oblivion horoscope chart that you were showing us before?
I guess, let's see. Oh wait, no, this is a YouTube video. I don't know, we'd have to see which character that is, in fact, but I'm not sure.
I have to try to coerce him.
We should have somebody stream FF7 Remake, and then, like, the rest of us that aren't playing, just, like, voice over the characters. Like, we'll mute the dialogue. And turn off the subtitles, and then we'll just all voice the characters.
Tech, real quick, so A Surgical Landing is playing, and for half a second I was like, oh shit, it's Muse, because we were listening to Muse, because I could only hear the ARP, like, very vaguely in the background, but no, it's Dinosaur on Fire, we're all good.
It's just me being inspired by Muse.
There might have been some Muse tricks up his sleeve while he made that.
Hey, do not sleep on the Dinosaur on Fire back catalog. This album,
agree.
Sleep Moon Voyage is a bona fide synth masterpiece. Check it out.
Well, you blew it by putting the first word of your album as sleep, so you're kind of commanding people to sleep on it.
Oh, that was quick.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, Tech, did you see that we sent songs for the playlist? We all sent them.
I did, and I actually added them. Remember when I was like extremely quiet?
I was gonna say maybe he slept on that too.
I added them as soon as I logged in here.
Nice work,
Yes.
Tech.
They're all in there, no worries. Ugh, man, I was tired.
And we can rate each other strength, intelligence, willpower, agility, speed, endurance, personality, and luck based on our picks. Right?
Nice.
Is that what we're doing here?
That would be fun. That'd be kind of fun. You know?
Mark's is just all willpower and endurance.
I'm just atrophied, lying in a bed.
Looks like Lil Liam's mad, Tech. You told him that you were gonna give him a tape at Econ.
I asked Tech to sell me this cassette at Econ 2, and he said sure, walked away, and then never came back to sell it to me. I have heard this story before, actually.
And you don't buy it?
But I definitely did not have any copies of that particular Dinosaur on Fire album at Econ 2 because I don't even possess a copy myself.
I have one.
Yeah,
But
you do have one. You tried to give it to me this past weekend, and I was like,
I
no.
bought it though. I purchased it from
Yeah.
LCR or wherever.
I
it came out.
never got an artist copy, but I don't care about possessions.
Tech, ironically, the most Buddhist of us all.
Yeah. But anyway, probably Populus Romantique. I probably did tell Lilium that I was gonna go get it for him, and then I was like, "Oh, hey, somebody's complimenting me." Better completely forget what I was doing.
One of
that
my
admire thing, you know.
Yeah. One of my
That was an insane day because like I was just trying to set up my merch booth before I played, and like I couldn't even like get it set up before there were like people trying to buy stuff, which is incredible. You know, that was the first time that's ever happened where I like couldn't even get all of my stuff out of the bag before people were trying to give me money.
God, that merch room was crazy.
It's just
we
so
were like
cool.
set up next to Yule, and I was like a super fan, and I was just like, hey, what's up? I definitely haven't been following your music for like 6 years and know all of it. But no, it's cool. We're all just here performing. It's all good. It's all good.
I felt stupid though because we didn't we like not have tapes or something, so that we kept trying to like pawn off our like
we're trying to sell like Winter Sleep, Dinosaur
Sleep.
on Fire, HCMJ. They're like, wait, what is this? We're like, this is what we do. That's not Death Dynamic Shroud. Like,
And
we'll come back.
Everybody was just like,
We might be
All
back.
right.
Like, okay, thanks. See you later. Oh, Chuck, thank you so
Hey.
much for that
Wow,
777. We
thank
need to
you,
get our
Chuck.
boys back to Japan. Yes, we do.
Thank
and that's
you,
what this
Chuck.
is all about.
very
I was joking with you guys that day and saying that you should have just gotten a stack of like DDS stickers made that you could just slap over all of the tapes.
just put it on the case.
This is DDS, I assure you.
I mean, even if you just go, whoa. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Ghost Diamonds Music.bandcamp.com, right?
It's just Ghost Diamond.
Oh, is it just Ghost? Oh, okay, I'll just view our set. Oh, there we go. View site.
Your password is.
The point being that, you know, like, so Ghost Diamond is everything that Tech and I have ever done together, basically, more or less. And so, like, that's not DDS, that's not DDS, that's not DDS, that's not DDS, that's DDS. That's not DDS, nor is that. This, that's DDS, that's DDS. This has a DDS track, but that's not, this isn't, that isn't, that isn't, that isn't. Also, this, that. Then we were doing DDS for a while, but there's a Star Map EP, which was also slept on. And then here's where DDS starts. And so all of this other stuff was from before we did DDS. All these great, some not so great, some middle of the road, whatever.
There's so many albums there.
We've been making music for a long time, and this is the one I'm talking about. Sleep Moon Voyage by Dinosaur on Fire. It's a good one. It's a goodie. Recommend
That was
you
my
check it
first.
out.
That was my first solo album.
Back in 2012.
You guys were all about the sleep.
Yeah,
Winter
we
Sleep.
moons.
Voyage.
We love
Winter
moons
Sleep.
too. There's another album we have called A Thousand Faced Moon.
That's true. There's a name
There's
for.
always-
So
there's
this was
a
like
moon-shaped sleep.
This is kind of this is a little bit of a demonic situation here. Thousand Face Moon. That's just a very kind of scary way to say the devil. I felt.
Not to be confused with biozombies.
Not to be confused with biozombies, because I mean, a thousand face moon that can't be cooked up in a lab. Okay, that's coming from some kind of tome, some kind of grimoire. You know, that's maybe hidden in some
Forbidden
cultist's
knowledge.
cave. You know, and so we've brought that occult influence. You know, that's always been a part of Death Dynamic Shrouds. Just a quick plug for the New World Mixtape Club, where you too can join our cult, the Cult of the Shroud, in which you will receive messages, exclusive content, and instructions from Tech and I, and that please join us in the embrace. The cold embrace of the Shroud awaits you.
Now, is the whole band there? Last I checked, The Edge was on, but Bono hadn't joined yet.
James, Kevin is saying that because you began your pitch by saying, and you too can join the...
I missed
Destination.
that. I didn't realize what I had
Okay.
said. Yeah, that's
I
good.
could see it in his face that he was bound to make the same joke, so I was just like, he's got this.
It's like that Tim Heidecker joke about the untalented dude, the drummer and the bassist.
Oh yeah. If people watching, if you haven't seen the Tim Heidecker stand-up on YouTube,
What are you waiting
it's-
for?
what are you waiting for? It's the funniest thing of the year.
This album, Do You Still Love Me? This is a sick Rebecca Peake album because it has tracks on it that Tech and I made together. There was this weird crossover period where I had to move in with him and his wife at the time. And Map of the Diamond, that's a great song that we made together. Tech?
Yep, that's
Islands, though, is probably the best. This song, Islands, we wrote
and a
together.
not too distant third would be Copycat Killer. but that's not
Copycat
even-
Killer, which is a song about a copycat killer. And then you get to hear my voice using some cool effects to make it sound scary. About how the copycat killer, they got the instructions wrong because they didn't cut up the corpse. I remember I was like, this is going to be so awesome. And you're like, whatever, dude, just let's finish this. Okay, I'm like, no, check this out.
So you get all these albums if you subscribe to your mixtape club?
No,
you
but
get
these
all
are all
the
for free.
Destiny Shroud albums.
Yeah.
You don't get
the-
these ones?
Yeah, the Mixtape Club gets you all the Death Dynamic Shroud albums in your Bandcamp library, which is awesome because now, you know, like all the old crap, like, you know, like take a look at like RPG Windows Vista here. Now it's got all these boxes because it's like anyone who is subscribed to the Tape Club is now one of these boxes here. So it looks like, wow, was this on like BizCash or something? Because this has got like 10,000 boxes. It's like, nope.
Must be successful.
Must be
Yeah.
successful. Yep.
I should buy this.
Actually,
I
those
want
boxes
to be a
are
box.
like, it's like the stock market, but for self-worth for artists. So you can
Mhm.
track it in real time.
Yeah.
100%.
So
How
just
many times you click more defines our happiness, actually, as artists. Yeah.
Yes.
5 times, you're okay.
so just a
Only
reminder, if you want to join our club, it's a great club. It's a fun club. We have a great Discord. Tech was off the grid for a few days, but I think he's back.
I'm back.
But we're all in there. We're having a ball. We're answering your questions, and we're giving you exclusive content. And so for $7 a month, you get that digital tier where you get our exclusive albums like SeaWorld 2. And there's another new one coming in just a few weeks. And then another one 4 weeks after that until we die. This is our commitment to you. We will be doing this until the day that we die. So get in there. $15 tier, you get a tape. $25 tier, more instructions. A secret Cult of the Shrouds Discord channel that we've been dropping all kinds of exclusive videos with sneak previews of the new Death Dynamic Shroud album in. And you also get DDS voicemail, which please look forward to that. And I was just thinking, Tech, we have to write so many postcards. It's insane.
Yeah.
And we really need to start
Yep.
doing that. It's
Yeah,
we didn't think it'd be
gotta
as...
acquire some. No, we did not think that through.
And I was just remembering the last time that I was in Japan and I wrote like 6 postcards. and it was like so
Took, like, a
much
whole
work.
day, right?
But we have to do that like so many more times. But hey,
Dude,
if you join at that
I mean, do you
$25
remember how
tier,
long our Instagram posts took in Japan? Like, I would be like, all right, you guys, I'm gonna be back in 2 hours, so I gotta go make an Instagram post about my fun day in Japan.
But it's kind of like writing in a journal. But you know, I'm a journaler, guilty as
He is.
charged.
Folks, he writes in his journal every single night. I was there in Philadelphia. I was witness to it. He wrote about me all 14 nights, probably.
you were mentioned, I'm sure. Probably said, counting down the days until Tech's plane departs. Crying myself to sleep at night. The abuse. Go ahead.
Fun story. I I woke up on the. I was expecting to leave the 14th. I did leave the 14th. But on the 13th, I woke up and I was kind of waiting for that email that the airline sends you 24 hours before your plane takes off. It's like, please check in for your flight. Because I couldn't remember what time my actual flight was on the 14th. And so I was waiting for this email, and I just never got the email. And to this day, I still don't really understand why I never got an email. But the point is, I went to JetBlue Airlines website and tried to find out what time my flight was on the 14th. And in fact, my flight was 45 minutes prior to me looking at the website, which means that I missed my flight completely because I just was wrong about the day that it was supposed to.
So Tech was in the stew, sitting in there with me and Keith, and then he's looking at his phone, and this is what's happening to his plane.
It jet flew away. What really sucked was that because of COVID, flying is like super inexpensive right now, and so I had gotten like a round trip flight for like $180 total, and I was like, this is sweet. But then I missed that flight, and I had to leave on the 14th, so I had to buy a ticket the day before, and.
They wouldn't just refund you, or
no? It was all I was like, well, okay. And so $200 later, I got a one-way ticket back to Florida.
But that's so crazy. Like day before, like
yeah. But what sucked was that the one-way tickets were like if I was buying a one-way ticket for like 3 days later, it would have only been like $85. But for the immediate like tomorrow and the day after or whatever, it was like $200.
And you know, I mean, you could have stayed, but you know, I didn't want, you know, my girlfriend to leave me, and the place is stinking, and you know, I'm kidding, of course, Tech. You know, you would have been welcome.
No,
you know,
I had to go. I had to get out of there.
It was time. It was time.
It was time.
The good news is those 2 weeks produced just a mountain of content, like a unbelievable amounts of minutes and tracks, and it's coming together, and now it's just the shaping, the mixing, and the finishing touches, you know, cutting out a bit here, adding a bit there, figuring out how it's all going to flow, and then recording a few more things, and then we still got some work to do, but
there's still a lot to do, but the bulk is done.
Yeah, 100%. So please look forward to that in 2021.
Is there like a truck backing up into somebody's living room?
There's always a truck backing up into James's living room.
I live across the street from the back of a grocery store.
Yeah, James likes Shenmue so much he bought a real forklift.
So it's funny because it's like there are forklifts and they make the same backup noise as the one in Shenmue, and I can look out my window and see forklifts whenever I want. Turns out I don't want to do that very much.
Do you remember when we were in Yokosuka and then we like saw our first forklift in Yokosuka and how magical it was? It's just like, oh my god, there's a forklift!
I know that we've shown pictures from this trip before, but I think it's worth. That would be November of 2018.
Oh, we gotta show my Apple-made memories video.
Yeah, and I tweeted the still
morning.
image that you showed me. I did tweet that.
Man.
But yeah, we have to show the video that also produced. Oh my god.
So when did they add that? The last like iOS update or something? Because That's like a new thing for me. It's just it'll text you like, "Oh, you have a new memory on this day a year ago," and it's always
they're copying Google. Google has one, and it thinks Dijon, my cat that was on here before, it thinks it's a dog, and it keeps trying to pitch me this thing called Doggy Video, and it's got a photo of Dijon there, like Doggy Video.
I saw Tech just immediately look disgusted when you said the word dog.
Oh no, it was.
He's looking at this picture of himself, but this was the picture that I swear to when I was making the Neo Gaia Fantasy documentary. I was looking everywhere for this picture. I knew that it existed because you're like, when I went and I sat next to James on the plane, which was really fun, and I couldn't find this picture. It was on an SD card that was like in my camera. There were like Japan photos that were missing.
It's for the best. I look fucking
I think you
weird
look cute.
there.
You always think you look weird, but you're
I
beautiful.
look cute there. That looks nice.
Look how young we are.
We all do look very young.
No idea that the Trump virus is being cooked up as we were speaking.
God.
So this was after.
Wow.
I'm just gonna pull up this this forklift fought here.
It's crazy how 2 years can just totally change a person.
Here, look at this while I wait. We've shown this on the stream before, but I think there's value there. Here. Almost there. Now there we are playing Domune. That was a fun time.
Wow, I cannot wait to slam some tall Asahis in Japan.
Okay, here we are. So here we are in Yokosuka. Walking in here. Yep, here it is. They must have thought we were just the biggest dorks because we just flipped out. And we're like, oh my god! Look, do you see it?
That could be anywhere in the world.
Yeah, just like,
literally
I can't believe it! There's a forklift!
But it's a forklift in Yokosuka.
But
do you think they'll
like
ever come out with a
material?
But it really looks. I mean, like this looks like you're in a Dreamcast game. You know, like the way this lighting was like reflecting back during the golden hour, like how everything is old but still like kind of just like unfucked with and
textured maps.
Yeah, just completely. And then of course, the great moment when you found the phone from Shenmue and called Nozomi. He said, "Hey Nozomi, what's going on? How are you doing?"
Did you try the actual number from the game?
If only I could.
can't.
Yeah, if only I could remember.
I didn't have any coins to put into it.
You were just voting Coco.
It was just a few nights later that was the first time that we met Stayaka. Was at Onest that night, which just recently the 2-year anniversary of that show passed. Kiss Me Nerdy Girl was getting nostalgic for that on Twitter. Had the beautiful video of the part of the DDS set that plays the Taiko Inuki track. Thank you, Chuck 2. Tall Boy in Japan swag.
Hell yeah! Thanks, Chuck 2.
Yeah. It was also beauty. It was also beautiful because that night was the night that my Tamagotchi died. Was the last night of the tour.
There was a great tweet from Stayaka about the Onironaut compilations. It said, "Want to get your hands on one? Random pose reels around Tokyo. We'll drop them when you kill them."
Oh man, that's fun to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those who were hot on that Tamagotchi, pick that up in Denden Town in Osaka. So it was a cool Japanese one, and I think that the death screen, or maybe the death screen changes depending on how much, like how well you did. Like that one is like a gravestone, and like he's just kind of dead, but I remembered it being like an angel with sparkles around it from like my childhood, but I don't know. Who knows?
Well, maybe yours just went to hell.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
The hell is wrought with with the intentions of the damned. So
You needed a firmware update.
yeah. Look at these
Hell-
babies.
Hell is wrought with the intentions of the
God.
But yeah, but now we have an exclusive. We are going to show the memories vid that Kevin's iPhone produced for him. So we're gonna pause this music here, and let me just dial this up. Here we go. So this will be playing music for our friends at home.
Hey baby.
Funky
Hey baby. Oh.
Let me turn this down a little bit. Oh, look at them. Oh, cute socks. Oh, Kevin. Oh, he's the froggy boy.
Plum Castle.
Mark looks like a supermodel in that pic. Nice. Oh, hell yeah.
Bosia.
And we got that luggage.
Got that luggage.
Hang out in Nara. And guys, this is from the 17th
Checking
century.
out some rocks.
Here I am, yeah, piling the rocks and the cocoa Ichiban.
Oh man.
Good memories.
Fuck.
That was 1 year ago today.
God.
That's what we were doing.
So hungry.
Why can't we be there right now?
COVID.
Good answer.
Yeah,
That is
true.
the truth.
Rhetorical, sorry, right.
Yeah, that was really quick response though.
Well, the
That's
good
why it
news
was
is
funny.
it's only getting worse.
Hmm.
So, but hey,
So flights are getting cheaper.
I would also like to just say a few words about my skeleton. There's been a lot of renewed interest around. It's not. First off, it's not a real skeleton. Okay.
It'd be so funny if you were talking. It's so funny to think about you talking about your actual internal skeleton. You're like, first of all, it's not a real skeleton. Yeah.
It's entirely synthetic.
Yeah, it's made of
Replaced it bone by bone.
adamantite or whatever, and I have sick claws. And
What's up? So what's the status of your skelly?
So this is my skeleton. When I was still single, I had the skeleton sitting on the edge of my bed as a reminder that that I will be dead someday. And I would literally sleep in the shadow of this skeleton. And then finally there was a beautiful revelation, and one of my best friends became my girlfriend, and then she moved in. And at that point, the skeleton moved into my closet. I literally keep the skeleton in my closet. The skeleton came from Lowe's 3 or 4 years ago. I was at Lowe's for work buying lights or something, and had to do 2 transactions, one for like the work credit card, and then I was like, okay, and when that's done, I also need the skeleton, because it was like Halloween time. But they only had one, and it was like part of their display, so they had to come and like cut it, and like cut the little zip ties off of like the apple crates that it was sitting on. So I have the skeleton, but I don't have a car anymore. I just ride a bike, and I realized I don't have a way to get this home. So I ended up having to put the skeleton on my back. This picture has it in a backpack. I did not have this backpack at the time, so its legs were wrapped around me, and his arms were over top.
One of my
me.
all-time favorite pictures of you.
Yeah, and in fact, if you look up HCMJ on Spotify, that's the HCMJ picture. Is me at the Japanese house about to ride my bike home in the dark with the skeleton wrapped around me. And so I'm riding my bike home, and of course everyone's hooting and hollering as I'm riding down the road. One guy said, "Hey, there's someone right behind you," which I thought was funny. And his name is Sir Walter Riley. That is the name of my skeleton. It is a skeleton named Sir Walter Riley, which was also the name of a Rebecca Peake song, a Beatles lyric, and also is a historical figure who was searching for, was it El Dorado, or the Fountain of Youth? He was searching for the Fountain of Youth. That was Sir Walter Riley's obsession, and ironically, he died in the pursuit of everlasting youth. It aged him greatly. and he died somewhere in the jungle, I think.
Well, isn't I thought like Ponce de Leon was the one who was after the
It,
Fountain of
well, it
Youth.
might be El Dorado. Let's look him up. All
So
I
is
know
that
is
like a
that John Lennon said
medical-grade
he was a
skeleton?
stupid git.
Well, because down here, no, I do not believe it's medical grade, Mark.
It's not like the science class. It's
No.
not Spirit Hell. It's not Spirit Halloween level.
It's,
But it's
better.
a little
than
one
that.
above.
Yeah, it's a mid tier.
It's not bad.
What,
It's
Click
down
so you
here-
can-
Down here in Florida, they treat Ponce de Leon kind of like we treated the Wright brothers up in Ohio,
But he was
where you just
abject
you learn
failure
about him
back
every
then.
single year.
Yeah.
So what was his whole stupid deal?
Um,
What's his asshole's problem?
He was looking for the
Great
Great
Golden
Golden
City.
City. So he was looking for El Dorado, basically.
Yeah, the book can be seen as a contribution to the El Dorado legend.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Well,
Yeah,
there we go.
I sing about that in the Rebecca Peak songs, like City of Gold. There's some shit, some horse crap.
Some horse crap.
But yeah, I don't. So maybe there was no Fountain of Youth stuff now. No, so just El Dorado, just looking for City of Gold. And yeah, curse Sir Walter Riley was such a stupid git.
But when I got to your house, Sir Walter Riley was not in the closet. He was in fact sitting in front of your stereo as if he was a part of the living room.
Because it was Halloween season. So we had the jack-o'-lantern out, I had the spooky decorations in the window, and we took Sir Walter out of the closet and we put him downstairs next to the TV so we could, every time we looked at the TV, there he was looking back. So.
Well, I thought it was fun because historically, DDS, me and you will take pictures with the skeleton, and then everybody claims that the skeleton is Keith, and it's sort of like a little in-joke.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's a picture of the three of us and the skeleton, which really begs the question, who is the skeleton?
And the answer is
And
Sir
who is-
Walter Riley.
Yeah.
I also used him for a prop at work when we did a special yokai program one year, with yokai are like Japanese ghosts, where I actually dressed Sir Walter in kimono.
Damn.
Excuse me, and he participated in a tea ceremony.
Wow.
So here you
Damn.
can see Sir Walter in this kimono, which would not be a kimono that is appropriate for tea ceremony, which is scary in its own right because it does have a pattern on it. But you can see here we have you see in the tea bowl were eyeballs. Here you see the cha sen and the cha wan, and then the eyeballs inside of that. So, and then I was bowing to him.
Cute
so there you go.
stuff.
Yeah.
Great
I,
pick.
s- I sent you a picture of last year in Halloween, which I spent with Josh in Nara, and we were at this little bar, and he was like, "Holy shit! Look out the window behind you." And
Oh wow!
there's a guy dressed up as No Face from Spirited Away.
Oh my god.
That
And
is
he
spooky.
literally just like walked in front of the bar and stood there for like a good 5 minutes and then walked off.
Wow. That's fucking creepy.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
Wonderful. Yeah. Wow. Sweet. Good deal.
I can't zoom out
Yeah.
anymore. I wanted to zoom out until it disappeared, but yeah.
Can't
So
unsee it.
let's go ahead, and so we're going to talk about the playlist. And so the game, what was the game, Mark? That
Somehow
oh,
it's supposed to
our
inform
Oblivion
DS or our-
stats would be
D&D
based
thing.
upon our
Yeah.
playlist picks. That's right.
Mhm.
I mean, I was just making stuff up, but if you want to try to do that,
Look,
Mark,
if
don't sell
someone
yourself short.
asks you if you are a god, you say yes. That is in Ghostbusters, and it's great advice. So we're just gonna. This was the plan, okay?
I get the quote. I remember that part of the movie.
It's a great idea, Mark.
Gozar or whatever asks them, "Are you a god?" And then Dan Aykroyd's like, "No." And then Gozar says, "Then die." And then Bill Murray's like, "Damn it, Ray! If someone asks you if you are a god, you say yes." It's
I remember that part.
pretty funny. Okay, so here are the Oblivion stat breakdowns here. Strength, intelligence, willpower, agility, speed, endurance, personality, and luck. And so I think
Maybe
that
chat can get involved here a bit.
I think that the best way to do this, each one of the songs represents one of these stats. And we can assume that by picking these 3 songs that you are choosing to increase these 3 stats on your character. And then we can speculate as to what type of character you would play, whether it would be a 2-handed warhammer wielding Nord or a frilly bow Bosmer, tiptoeing through the forests on a midsummer's eve.
Better fire up the spreadsheet.
Yes.
Tech, that's you.
Well, I'll just remember all the
tech.
So yeah, why don't we start with Kevin's pick since he sent them.
Kevin,
first.
you went first. Jeez Louise, what have we got for you? Let me see here. We got Trade Wind by is this Lover's Logic Piper?
Piper is the band.
Just Piper. Lover's Logic is the album. Okay.
Yeah, correct.
So I think we all know that one is.
Can you talk maybe a little bit about what that is?
Piper is it's a duo, I believe, and it's kind of like, I don't know, some people call it city pop, I guess.
So it's kind of funky, jazzy.
It's more rock than anything. It's like rock pop basically, but they've got the riffs, they've got the guitar riffs.
Okay.
And it's kind of more Steely Dan like than anything else, kind of yacht rock ish.
So I'm thinking that's strength. Then if these are if it sounds like it's kind of rock and roll,
I'm gonna say it's like intelligence, strength, and personality.
Well, no. 1 stat per song.
Okay.
And then the 3 songs together are your character. So you get 1 stat for this song. What do you think is the stat?
It's not overly intelligent.
Is it agile?
It's kind of a fast song. It's got the it's got kind of a galloping beat, so maybe
Sounds agile.
Maybe agile. Let's go with agility. I think it's good.
So agility is your first stat.
Yep.
Your second pick.
Second pick, Kevin.
Got 10% by Toko Ferrucci, and this one's kind of like a soft. Sounds like a ballad, kind of. I don't know. I think this might be
personality.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Agility, personality.
And I've looked at the lyrics on Google Translate, and I just don't quite understand them. It's about I don't know, giving more than 10% in a relationship or something. I don't know. I can't quite figure it out. Yeah.
About the bare minimum.
Jeez. The other ones are in Japanese, but this third one, the Marcos Valley song, is going to be even harder to pronounce. It's shit.
Preciso aprender a hacer so.
Yeah, there you go.
Is it French?
Yeah, this is a famous song that's been covered by many artists, and you know what? The English translation of the cover is now escaping me, but this is definitely kind of a yearning love song. So I'm gonna say willpower.
Okay, so willpower.
So agility, willpower, and personality.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a bard.
Sure.
That's kind of like a bard build, right? Because you can kite because you have speed and agility. Oblivion, 2 different stats. So you tell me which one actually does which.
Yeah. What? we should have used just D&D stats.
Well,
it's splitting personality and luck or you know.
But yeah,
just
I'm
having
getting. But
charisma.
I think it's. But I think clearly that's a bard, though. You know, anytime you're looking at personality, you're looking at a bard. So
You're looking at personality, agility, sure, and then willpower. Like, yeah, you're powering through having the dumbest career choice of any of them. So I think that, yeah. So Kevin's a bard,
and
just
this
like
is
real life.
Sounds about right.
And so this
Yeah.
is what you look like then. Here is a bard from Oblivion. Congratulations. This is
Looks like me.
That is you. So we figured one out. All right, this is great. And whether these stats are actually what a bard in Oblivion is, I'm not interested. Okay, this is all just like the totality of all of our vast encyclopedic knowledge of RPG games is where all of this is coming from. So, so next,
Mark can go next.
It's improvisational, is what you're saying. Okay, sure, I'll go next. Yeah. What did I put on here?
You got Rite of Battle by Yu Peng Chen and some other people, but I can't keep going because I can't Spotify cut it off.
Right. This is something from the Genshin Impact soundtrack, which I don't know if anybody's played that game. It's a free game for PS4 and maybe other consoles. It's like kind of an action RPG, sort of Breath of the Wild looking game. I don't really know much about it. It was free and it looks and sounds beautiful. And
is this that kind of like Breath of the Wild knockoff game?
Oh, I have heard of
Yeah.
this. It's supposed to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. And I just sort of started playing it for inspiration, really. Just it's very aesthetically pleasing overall. And I don't know what
It's
it's about.
beautiful.
Yeah,
And
it
the
is.
gameplay looks pretty nice too.
Agility.
Well, hold on. So is this like a symphonic, like kind of like a beautiful?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say that's intelligence. I think anytime strings are involved, we're looking at intelligence, right? Because it's
Even though it's a knockoff of a more popular
we're not
game.
gonna go there. We've had this discussion on the stream before.
It's not a knockoff.
I know. We don't gotta go there. It's fine. You know, I love
I don't know
Stardew
that.
Valley. I've played it a lot. It's okay.
You have played it?
No. Stardew Valley just as
Here's
an example.
Okay, sorry.
Knockoff game.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna go with intelligence for that one.
Here's a screenshot.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's very beautiful. Yeah.
Text not impressed. I can
It looks like Breath of the Wild, but worse.
It's
fine.
It's not. It doesn't really feel like.
He's just being a mixer, like Paul's grandpa.
I'm just mixing it up.
Yeah.
I don't
Got you
have
in
a
here reading the
stake
book.
in this horse.
So, what was the second track from Mark then?
Oh yeah, the second track is this. I don't know. Our viewers are probably familiar with Skeleton Lipstick. I know you guys are.
Oh yeah.
He's a friend of the show. He's been on
big
the
fans.
show. We love Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, aka Skeleton Lipstick, shout out. He sort of took one of my existing tracks called Insert Coin and he flipped it and kind of remixed it and reimagined it really to a completely different song and but you can sort of hear it in there. And he laid some vocals over it and stuff. And this is it. I put it on the playlist. So have a listen. The art features some like cool 3D sort of collage thing with some Sego Octopus art tucked in there too. So
Wow, look at that.
So I feel that since Chris touched it, this has to be personality because I can't think of anyone with like a bigger personality than Dr. Chris. He's just like a once in a generation kind of guy, you know. When
He's the alpha.
yeah, he is the alpha of the Philly Vapor scene. We all miss Terminally Chill and the Vapor 94 boys, and we miss Chris. I know I miss him. Love to give him a hug. So that's intelligence and personality. This could be a red mage, depending on what your next answer is here.
well, I think the last one is going to be a no-brainer. It's
I love you, Mark.
Vin Diesel's
Oh, God.
Feel Like I Do. I don't know if you guys remember, but Vin Diesel made a pop track for some reason.
Right, with the
Oh,
real
yeah.
dystopian audience on the
Here's-
Kelly Clarkson show. Right, right over there. Perfect.
Sorry.
So sick.
I wanted
So
to
that's
get behind
obviously pure strength.
Strength.
Yeah, pure.
Yeah,
Maybe a
that's
mixture
strength.
of strength and intelligence and willpower. I don't know. It's pretty brave.
It's
and,
You
strength
get-
is definitely what he is.
I think that's like a
Yeah.
warrior.
Well, so it's strength, intelligence, and personality.
wait,
That's what Mark's character is.
Yeah, strength.
Right?
So we're looking at like black magic, physical weapons, and a little bit of charm. So something like a red mage, or a spell sword.
What about? Oh, yeah, I don't know what the hell's in Oblivion.
Well, that's a D&D class.
I was gonna say like a blue mage, but you got your weapons, you got your intelligence factor, you got the personality.
I think I can go along with it. Let me look at the blue mage FF5 concept art.
What kind of weapons can they equip?
what? You just search Vin Diesel D&D character.
In Final Fantasy 11 and 14, I think they use swords.
Yeah. I was gonna say I thought they had like kind of how red mages have the ability to use magic and weaponry.
What's
This is
what's
a
Vin
Final
Diesel's
Fantasy
real
11.
name?
This is a Final Fantasy 11 blue mage. So this, I think, is Mark's character. So we have
Cool.
a bard and a blue
Beautiful.
mage so far. This is a pretty interesting RPG party that we're building here.
Oh,
Okay,
can
so-
you send me that image? I want to use that on my shoe blog.
Oh
Those are
yeah,
some
absolutely.
Oh,
Wow.
shit. Mark's shoe blog.
Vin Diesel's
so was
real name
I
is
next?
Mark Sinclair.
Mark Sinclair.
Yeah.
What? No.
Yeah.
His real name is Vin Diesel.
It's Mark Sinclair.
With a C? Mark with a C?
Nope.
So I started by doing the old random game, but that only happened once, and then I just thought of 2 other tracks that I wanted to put on there. So
It's
the
Vincent's Diesel.
the random track that came up was the Wretched
Was the Wretched by Nine Inch
by
Nails?
9 Inch Nails, which is a great song, and we listened to a lot of 9 Inch Nails over these 2 weeks, and so it's definitely been on the top of my mind, thinking about Trent Reznor, his failed project with Maynard from the 90s,
Tapeworm.
Snake Pit or whatever they were.
Tapeworm.
Tapeworm, sorry.
Yeah.
Snake Pit is a Slash's project from Guns N' Roses.
Oh, that's right. Thank
Slash's Snake Pit.
James, can you go back to the stats?
you. Yes, sorry.
There we go.
So Mark, I was typing out Vincent Gasoline right when Mark fucking put that in the chat. Damn it!
I got it.
God, you got it.
So the Wretched, before we just say strength because it's Trent Reznor and he's a strong man. At this time, he was a drugged up weakling. At the time that the Fragile came out. So the Wretched as a song, it's definitely not personality.
Endurance.
It's definitely not speed.
Yeah,
Maybe
I would kinda-
endurance because it just
I think
chugs
endurance.
along
Just
like.
keeps going.
Keeps going.
I'd say a lot of Nine Inch Nails has that kind of like endurance repetition to it, you know.
Oh God.
Song is so good.
Fragile rules, man. 9 Inch Nails is so awesome. So we're gonna go with endurance. I like that. My second track was the extended version of Tree Fingers. Now, Tree Fingers, of course, is a Radiohead song that there was a kind of low-key release of an extended version of initially on the Memento soundtrack, which was that Guy Pearce movie about the guy who loses his memory, and so he has to solve the mystery in reverse.
Christian Bale, right?
Yeah. Was it?
I don't remember. I know I've seen it.
But yeah, but it was super cool because on the soundtrack was just randomly an extended version of Tree Fingers, and like at that time, like Radiohead, at least in my teenager brain, was just like so huge, and like anything that they put out was like.
Christopher Nolan wrote and directed it. That's why my brain went to.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So there was an extended version. It's now on Spotify, but not under the Memento soundtrack. It's just got this. They made some shitty cover, Well, it's not. It's whatever. And so that is the extended version of Tree Fingers, which I remember at the time, Tech, if you'll recall, we were like, dude, I read that this is all guitar. Can you believe that? It's like, but bro, this is like ambient music. Are you kidding me? Because that's the way Tech and I talked to each other when we were teenagers. Dude.
Love that.
So Tree Fingers, I mean, that's got to be intelligence, right? I mean,
Tree Fingers is let's go with intelligence.
Or luck.
What else? Nah.
No.
Nah. So we have endurance.
Mix it up a bit.
We have endurance, which is your stamina, and then we have intelligence, which is your mana. And then finally, a track from The Healing Hands of Time by Willie Nelson. This was, I just have to pull up this album cover real quick. Healing Hands of Time, Willie Nelson. It's beautiful because the album cover, he's in this tux, which is super cool. And the album itself, like every track has like a full orchestra in it. And every track kind of begins with these beautiful orchestral swells that sort of play, highly arranged versions of these sort of outlaw country ballad melodies. A lot of the songs that he had actually done earlier in his career that they did sort of redid for this album. And it's really just kind of sad and beautiful. So this is my third selection.
Well, this was the album that was it the first album that he released after he got out of debt?
Yes, yeah, this was I believe his first album after the IRS tapes, in which he was able to negotiate down and successfully pay back the I think $30,000 or something to the IRS that he owed him back.
So maybe luck.
I kind of like that. So we have luck, we have endurance, and we have intelligence. What the hell is that? A geomancer or something? Like,
Cannoneer.
This one is a little tougher.
Luck, endurance, and intelligence. Okay, intelligence. You're looking at black magic. Endurance. You'd have to be kind of tough.
Maybe a summoner.
Luck.
I'm thinking it's a summoner because you gotta like endure enough and get lucky enough to call your eidolon or whatever.
Well,
from
and
the heavens
in
fight
Final
for.
Fantasy XI, they're both physical and magical blood packs, which are the moves that your summons enact upon the mobile objects in the game. So
Sega Octopus offered maybe some gambling character, which I can kind of see, like Setzer from Final Fantasy VI.
Kind of like Astrologian from Final Fantasy XIV a little bit, anything that deals with cards. So I'm going to be a named character. I'm Setzer from Final Fantasy VI.
That works. That works. I like that. Wait, Kevin, Kevin, what were you again? You were a bard?
Yeah.
Is there a bard in 6?
No, that's 4, Edward, right?
4, you get Edward, the
Spoony
spoony bard.
Yeah, because the only blue mage there are several blue mages throughout the Final Fantasy series.
It's specifically
Go-Go is,
Final Fantasy
named
XI
blue
blue mage will be.
Well, Go-Go is a mime.
Actually, Go-Go's a berserker. I'm thinking of Gao.
No, Umaro is the berserker. Go-Go is the mime. You're thinking of Gao. Yeah. But also, no, Strago is a blue mage. Strago.
Oh yeah, Strago.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we got Strago, we got Setzer, we got who can be the blue mage?
It's a blue mage from Final Fantasy XI.
Not
Finn. Finn the blue mage from Final Fantasy XI.
Oh my God. Noah Bard. We needed a bard, not a mage.
Oh.
We
Oh,
already got
Olmia.
I'm Strago.
Olmia from Final Fantasy XI. Let me show
Final
you.
Fantasy VI had just a crazy cast. I still can't believe they had so many characters, and that they're all somewhat useful.
Yeah. There's no bard though. I gotta be honest, James.
Yeah.
Edward is a more iconic bard than whoever you're saying from Final Fantasy.
For sure.
You know, everyone knows Olmia from Chains of Chromathia.
All right,
I
here's
mean,
a
come
general
on.
question. Did anyone ever use Kamari in Final Fantasy X?
Oh God.
Because to me, he's just a useless character.
Most
I
useless
never bring
character.
him out.
Most
Okay,
useless
all right.
character in the
Hold on,
history of
everyone. We're getting far. We've lost.
Look,
the
we
thread.
got Strago, we got Setzer, we got Edward, and now we gotta do mine. Okay.
Okay.
What the hell did I pick? Do you think?
Wait, Strago is a bard? Wait, no.
Strago's a blue mage.
Strago's a blue
Oh,
mage.
okay, I got it.
Yeah. Edward's a bard.
Yep, with you.
Setzer's the gambler. Okay, I picked a song called "Low" by 16 Volt.
Cause
I Which is a feel 90s
low.
Nope, that's Coldplay. So, and then 16 Volt is a industrial band from like the 90s that I used to listen to in high school. And "Low" is not a particularly aggressive song like most of the rest of their catalog because I felt like that would mesh better with the rest of the songs on the playlist. But it is still by 16 Volt, which is a very aggressive industrial metal band. So, I mean, you know, I'm keen to say strength there because of that.
Okay.
You want to go back to the thing so we can stop looking at Olmia here?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm doing something else in the background, kind of low key here. Sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, we'll say strength there.
But wait, didn't you say that it's not aggressive like the rest of the album?
But it's 16 Volt.
Okay, yeah.
That was just kind of
in
where
a
I was coming
graveyard.
from.
Machine Kid.
Yeah, oh, man, that's so cool. They just have a song with the lyrics "Machine Kit in a Graveyard." That's so fucking sick.
That is really cool.
Anyway, second song I picked was a sort of like an electronic rock kind of song called "Repair Machines" by the band Vitalik, which
it can be strength again. If it's strength again, that means
it's not. It has very very like similar to DDS style vocal cut-ups. And a dark chord progression. I feel like it reminds me of DDS, or DDS, I guess, reminds me of that song by Vitalik. It is very high speed, though. So I would say speed would be a good one for that one, yeah.
I like that. It's about time.
So we got some speed, we got some strength, and then finally, I picked the song "It's a Wonderful Life" by the band Sparkle Horse.
Oh, did you really?
I did. It's just an incredibly beautiful, sad song. It's short and depressing, much like Mark Linkhouse's life, I guess. So, what's that?
Willpower?
Personality?
Not personality, not luck.
Be willpower.
I would say it's more like I think it's more
it would
like
not be either one of those. He killed himself. It was a very sad, disturbed guy.
I think that endurance, because every day was like a struggle for that tortured soul. I saw him live. Remember
strength and speed. Oh yeah.
Sorry to make light of that. I was fixing my headphones and I wasn't listening, and then I just jumped in.
No, it's okay.
It's okay. We put spaghetti. We put spaghetti on the skeleton.
We put spaghetti on the skeleton. That's right.
So I'm sorry. The three stats again are
strength, speed, and endurance.
Sounds like a thief.
Wouldn't I have luck though? Wouldn't it be more like a ninja or something?
Yeah, ninja. I like that.
Ninja.
Huh.
You get to be Shadow.
I get to be Shadow. There's no bard in 6. That's so dumb. Wait, You could say that Celeste was as she sings at the opera house.
She sings as she throws herself into the abyss.
Just incredible.
Wow.
All
Beautiful.
right, so and I have a present for you, but I need you all to talk amongst yourself while I finish this fun present.
You change us to the other screen?
Oh, yeah, sure.
No.
Why not? Let's go there.
Why? Okay, let's talk amongst ourselves. If you could add another digit to the like the base 10 system, so we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you were going to add another number that existed between two numbers.
A new integer, I think, is what
a new integer.
Yes.
A new integer, not like a decimal fraction, but like a new integer that would take place. Where would you add it in the 0 through 9 scale, and what would the name of the number be?
69.
Jesus fucking Christ! I can't have any fun around
420.
here. Everyone is too stupid.
Between 6 and 7 exists
I quit.
69.
I quit.
Between 4 and 5 exists 420.
You guys are jocks, bully.
Yeah, stop bullying tech with this stuff, guys.
IBTV PBJI said bife between 5 and
Bife,
6.
that's
I
great.
appreciate
See, now
that.
there's
That's
someone
great.
who
So it'd
gets
be
it.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bife, 6, 7, 8, 9.
How
Perfect.
about 14 teen?
God,
Wow.
not even trying.
Okay, so
That's a throwback.
it's time for the end of the episode. Believe it or not, but before we get there, I must debut my new beautiful gift to the world. Which looks something like a little something, a little pepperoni that look.
Milatovich, what would your number be called?
Oh, the playlist hasn't been playing. Sorry about that. It's just been eerie. All right, get ready.
Cleave. Okay. I like that. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, cleave, 7, 8, 9. Ooh! Let's have
Oh.
here.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
It's so beautiful.
What do you think
Sick.
about that?
That is fantastic.
There we all
James.
are. We're just doing the best we can, and we can the best that we do.
That's a nice picture.
Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us for another wonderful week. It's always great to talk to you. It helps us. There's so much awfulness in this world, and we just love to come together. Remember, friendship, sharing, creating art, loving each other, putting love into the world, being positive, unless it's about something like Microsoft or President Trump or whatever. That's important. Oh, Agrocraggle, thank you so much. And
You
I
violated
love
the
that
law. Stop right
Oblivion,
there,
that little
criminals.
Oblivion bye, that was just perfect in there. You violated the law. Stop right there, criminal scum.